States. So Cale Sanderson will join Cody Sanderson and Nick Lee here, along with trainer Dan Monthly as we get underway. Valencia trying to reach in on that right leg. Circling to the left here is Van Ness. Van Ness, 6 pins, 10 technical falls, 4 major decisions, and 5 decisions on the season heading into this title bout. Valencia is in on a good single leg. He's got a head outside single on that right leg. Van Ness trying to fight it off up over the chest, trying to scoot out. Now is Van Ness powering in here on Valencia. Valencia rolling him toward the right edge. And Valencia is going to get the takedown here at the right edge. Aden Valencia takes a 3-0 lead, and he's going to turn Van Ness. Van Ness rolls through, and off the right edge they go. Van Ness gets himself set underneath. On the right elbow is Valencia, who leads it here 3-0. Van Ness trying to work for hand control underneath, looking to get those hips under him. Valencia riding tough out on the right side. Here comes Van Ness to his feet, and Van Ness peels out for the escape. It is a 3-1 deficit for Shayne Van Ness. Van Ness working on the head here of Valencia. Valencia shoots in. Van Ness sprawls back. Valencia on his knee for a moment. Now both wrestlers on their feet. It's Van Ness trying to work in, looking to get in on that right side, ear to ear. Snaps down on the head of Valencia. The wrestlers break apart for a moment. Now reaching back in with a collar tie. Van Ness and Valencia tying up ear to ear for a moment. Valencia reaches out. Van Ness trying to scramble back in. Both wrestlers tying up here in the center of the mat with 1:25 remaining in the opening period. Valencia striking first. He leads 3-1. Great tournament here for Stanford. Again, the Cardinal in 7th place here. And nearly getting in on the legs low was Valencia. Just skipping away there was Van Ness. 1 minute left to wrestle here. Valencia now driving in under the arm of Van Ness. Van Ness tries to catch him with a headlock. Oh my goodness. We get a stall call on Van Ness as he tried to hit the headlock. Wow. That is some crazy officiating. Down to 45 seconds left. Van Ness now shoots in on the right side. Can't quite get that right leg in. Now a whizzer. And squaring up here is Valencia. Van Ness still driving in. He has that left arm behind the back of Valencia. Now pulling in on the head. Van Ness trying to drive in here on the near edge. Van Ness pulling in with that underhook. 25 seconds remaining in the period. Van Ness reaching out for a leg. Driving in here on the near side. And Penn State fans asking where the stall call against Valencia is. Title bouts here tonight in Cleveland. Both wrestlers tying up right in the center. And Ness snaps down hard on the head. Circling now to the right. 5 seconds remaining. And we will go to the second period. Van Ness trailing 3-1. And we'll pause 10 seconds here to allow our stations down the line to identify themselves. This is the Penn State Sports Network. Aden Valencia chooses bottom to start the second period, leading Penn State Shayne Van Ness 3-1. Here comes Valencia trying to work up. Van Ness out on the right side is going to give up the escape, and Valencia leads it 4-1. Van Ness trying to catch Valencia, nearly threw him to his back. Now Valencia rolls through. He has the knee of Van Ness on that left leg. Van Ness now sprawling back. Valencia extended. Van Ness trying to circle around, but Valencia is hanging on here to that left thigh. Van Ness trying to pressure around here on the left side. Valencia hanging on to the leg. 1:25 left to wrestle here in the period, and we get a stalemate, giving the wrestlers a fresh start here in the center. Van Ness trailing 4-1. Both wrestlers tying up. Van Ness trying to shoot in on that right leg. Valencia tying up on Van Ness. 1:15 left to wrestle. Valencia tries to shoot in on the right leg. Now trying to come in is Van Ness. Valencia catches him. He got the legs for a moment. Now Van Ness comes up under the arms. He circles in, drives through on the legs. Shayne Van Ness gets the takedown, and this bout is tied 4-4. And they will go off the right edge here with 53 seconds left to wrestle in period 2. Things are heating up here in Cleveland. It's a 4-4 bout. Van Ness and Valencia back to the center of the mat. 3 seconds of riding time advantage for Valencia as the reset here with Valencia on bottom. Van Ness setting up on the left elbow. Valencia to his feet, sits out, turns in, dropping down on that right leg and popping behind for a moment is Van Ness, but Valencia then shakes him off for the escape, and Valencia takes a 5-4 lead. We are back at it now in the center of the mat. Second period action here for the national title at 149. Van Ness pulling in on the head. Valencia starts to circle to the right. Van Ness pulling in here on the head. Both wrestlers just to the near side of the center of the mat. Van Ness continuing to work in here on the head, trying to line up a shot. Valencia blocks him off. Van Ness back in on the legs, driving through, stepping over. No takedown awarded yet. Van Ness settling in on the right side. Crossbody position. Hanging on to that right elbow is Valencia. Now he reaches down and grabs the right ankle of Van Ness, and he's going to prevent the takedown here at the end of the period. We go to the third. Van Ness will have the choice, trailing by 1. It's 5-4 Valencia. Van Ness takes bottom. Van Ness gets himself set underneath. Valencia will set up on the right elbow. On the whistle, Van Ness getting to his feet. Valencia locks in around the midsection. Van Ness is out for the escape. This bout is tied 5-5. A minute 50 remaining here in the third. Van Ness trying to shoot in. Valencia keeps him at bay. Van Ness pulling back in here on the head of Valencia. Circling slightly to the left. Both wrestlers battling for position here as they work their way toward the right side of the mat. Valencia with a half shot. Circling to the right now is Van Ness. Van Ness again trying to line up a leg attack. Valencia tries to scramble in. And Van Ness fights him off. Valencia again shoots in here on the right leg. He has that right thigh. Good heavy hips here, and sprawling back is Van Ness. Valencia still trying to drive in here, pulling in on that right leg. Van Ness trying to fight this off, and Valencia pulls in. Now Van Ness up over the back of Valencia. Valencia up through the legs here, trying to turn in. Van Ness hanging on to the ankles. Van Ness trying to come around here. And he's got the left ankle of Valencia, and that leg tied up pretty well. We'll get the stalemate here with 48 seconds left in the third period. Van Ness ready to go here in the center of the mat. Valencia is going to take a moment. And here we go with 48 seconds left in a 5-5 bout in the third period. National title at 149 on the line here in 2026. Valencia and Van Ness go ear to ear now. They break apart. Van Ness trying to pull back in here, trying to line up a shot on that right side. Valencia keeping Van Ness at bay. Tries to scramble in again, does Valencia. Van Ness keeps him off the leg. 20 seconds left. Van Ness trying to snap down, trying to circle in. Now Valencia snaps down hard on the head of Van Ness, trying to circle behind. Van Ness tries to shoot straight on. In on the ankle again is Valencia. Van Ness coming out through the legs and grabbing the legs here of Valencia, trying to turn him. And we are heading to sudden victory for the second straight bout here in the finals. It's 5-5. Van Ness and Valencia. First pointer points wins it. 2 minutes on the clock. Stall warning in that first period does carry over here against Shayne Van Ness. Oh boy, we got the bloody nose from Shayne Van Ness. Looking for a national championship winning takedown. Van Ness of Penn State, Valencia of Stanford. Here we go, and both wrestlers start circling to the left. And Ness tries to shoot in on that right side, thinks better of it. Both wrestlers tying up now ear to ear. And Ness pulling in on the head, trying to line up a leg attack. Valencia takes a step back. Valencia tries to lower his level. Valencia shoots in again here on the right leg of Van Ness. Coming up through the legs now is Valencia. Van Ness turning in, he has the ankle. They get the takedown here to Valencia. They gave it to him. Van Ness still had the ankle. Oh, man. I mean, 3 horrible calls here by Hernandez. Penn State throws the challenge brick. Well, yeah, you wanted to see that one finish up. Again, Valencia may very well have gotten a legit takedown anyway, but he did not have the takedown there. Van Ness still had the ankle. But again, we're going to come. It's a judgment call. I mean, we're going to come down to the officials. I'm telling you what I think and what I see. It doesn't matter. Penn State throws the challenge break, so it's going to be the video review official that will make the determination here. I'll be very surprised if they overturn this, even though, again, I wish they'd just let them wrestle through there, even if you think it's a takedown. I don't know. It's a tough, I get it. It's tough for the officials, but man, Van Ness still had that ankle and was trying to leverage out on the side. Well, we'll see. That's a tough start here if this takedown does stand. Penn State coaches just standing, waiting for the decision. And here is the call. The independent review says the call is upheld, and kind of thought that would be the case. So Shayne Van Ness will finish as the NCAA runner-up here in his 5th-year junior campaign. He will be back again. Boy, some really questionable officiating on that one. And so Van Ness loses to Valencia 8-5 in sudden victory.